The crowd is assembled here at the FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis, Tennessee, looking for a Grizzlies victory. The Mavericks looking for a strong start to this road trip. They're facing a lot of challenges, fellas, in this upcoming part of the schedule. They're faced with a lot of tough battles away from home.
Kevin, this is the first game of a very short road trip for them, so we'll see how this first one goes.
Yeah, being as short a trip as it is, guys, a win tonight, and they can already call the trip a productive one, no matter what happens the rest of the way.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Dirk and Kaman, they're inside. Mayo out there with Collison, and it's Carter in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Grizzlies, Miracle Man in at shooting guard. Tony Allen is out there with Arthur. And it's Conley, and it's Gasol, and at the center, filling out the middle. The Grizzlies shooting their first free throw of the night here.
Jarrell Arthur trying to make his way back from that Achilles tendon injury last season. And, you know, before that injury, he really solidified his place as an important part of the Grizzlies' rotation. They are really happy to have him back.
And the Grizzlies with possession here. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
And boy, did they protect the basket well in that one. They kept a lot of bodies down low. The rotations were solid, and it paid off with a lot of blocks in that game.
Yeah, they really wanted to establish that intimidation factor. And, Steve, I think they did so by devoting a lot of manpower to the low post.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball. Grizzlies making the shot. Nowitzki, covered by Conley, kicks it to Kaman, and that one's good.
And going back to Arthur, guys, I mean, he missed the entire season with that Achilles tendon tear, and those actually can be career-ending, but certainly changing injuries. I mean, we'll see how he comes back from it. You let him get to the rim, and that's exactly what's going to happen. You deserve that.
He's more than capable. You're right, Clark, of providing some great highlight reel material.
Yes, sir.
And for a point guard to finish like that, I mean, that is just special.
Here's Mayo following the score by Memphis. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Coming out of the Southwest Division can be extremely tough on teams. I mean, last season no different, as the Mavericks had to go up against a very, very tough division last season. I think we could see them put up some big numbers if they keep shooting like this. I mean, 4 or 5 early, and they look focused and locked in.
Now here's Collison, averaging 9 points per contest. From 7, that's good on the jump shot. You're right, Clark. Spurs were great. Memphis was solid. Mavs ended up 3rd in the division, even though they played, fairly good basketball season.
Oh, how about that basketball, man? Wow. Not stopping. There's no way to stop that. I mean, there's nothing you can do when he's coming at him like that.
Well, that's right, Clark. Steve, he is a dangerous, dangerous player.
Yeah, especially when he gets to that launching pad right there in the lane. I mean, pretty one-handed finish. That was nice.
Special thanks to Sprite for that sweet replay. Here's Miracle Man. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Miracle Man's got 11 points.
He has taken over this game, guys. I don't know what else you can say about it.
Here's Collison. There's the bucket. Good.
And Rick Carlisle, head coach of the Mavericks, actually coached previously in Detroit and Indiana. And, he won the Coach of the Year in his very first season as a head coach, 2002 with Detroit.
Man, oh man, finishing with flavor.
Yeah, he put something extra on that one. You're right.
And the bench going wild, guys. They love it. What an amazing dunk.
Carter outside. Back to Collison. Dishes to Kaman. Nowitzki inside. Dallas moving it around. Shot clock at 5. From the arc. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And going back to Rick Carlisle's time in Detroit, he'd gotten them as far as the conference finals in the 2nd season, but was shown the door just prior to their championship year in 2004.
Yeah, the Pistons won the title the next year, so a move that obviously was justified, but a strange move nonetheless. Rick Carlisle had plenty of success, but that's the NBA. Coaches get blamed for everything, and to Carlisle's credit, he just moved on, kept working, and has had tremendous success ever since.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Earlier, I spoke with Coach Lionel Hollins. One struggle they'll have in this game is finding the right person or combination of players to match up with Dirk. The problem, Coach says, is how do you play someone who can hit jumpers at such a high release point while being quick enough to stay with Dirk when he drives? We'll see if they've come up with any answers, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Gets it to go.
Real persistence on his part. Stayed with the play and cashed in with the second chance points.
Outside Conley. Here's right side, Collison. Goes for the alley-oop. And it's Carter missing.
So hard not to go for it when you see that chance at the alley-oop.
Bet he wishes he hadn't, though.
Fires from deep. Good. Miracle Man's got 21.
And he cannot play any better than he is right now in this quarter, guys.
Over the last month, let's take a look at the Grizzlies and how they stacked up in the league statistically. First in scoring, first in assists, and they're number 1 in block shot. This is a team that doesn't allow easy shots in the lane.
And the points that they're scoring per game that you talked about is really a result of great offensive execution.
Guarded by Marion. Here's Miracle Man. Now the pass to Bayless. To the inside. Here's Pondexter. Offensive rebound. Arthur kicks to Bayless. Over Carter. And Jared Bayless the bucket on the assist by Arthur. And the Grizzlies lead by 19. Now here's Beaubois. Not a lot of room to stop the run. And that one's good. Beaubois got 5.
He loves operating in that kind of space.
He kicks to Bayless. A 3. And the foul called on Sean Marion. That's foul number 2 for him. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Gasol comes in for Maurice Spates. And Ellington is subbed in for Jared Bayless. Dallas also making some changes. Chris Kamen's checked in for Brand. And it's Nowitzki in for Sean Marion. Here's Miracle Man. The Grizzlies with another miss.
And total domination on the glass by them so far.
Well, the anticipation has been outstanding, exquisite. I mean, it seems like they've got an extra sense as to know where the ball is coming off.
Back to Mayo. Takes the three. It's rebounded by Memphis. Arthur's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And this is the first time they've matched up with the Mavericks this year. Gets it to go. Miracle Man's got 24.
Well, he's got the special ability, Kevin, to make shots while being heavily guarded. And I don't know how he does it, but he figures out a way to get the ball in the basket, even under pressure.
And, Steve, when he's defending, he forces opposing ball handlers to be very cautious and careful. I mean, you try to get cute around him, and it will result in a steal.
The shot by Ellington, no good. Mavericks trailed by 17. Pulls up on the wing. Vince Carter the bucket on the assist by Beaubois. Carter's got his first points of the night. Here's Miracle Man. He's covered by Beaubois. Got that bucket in no time at all. And the Grizzlies lead by 18.
That's 9 straight points coming off 3 3-pointers. The defense just getting shelled.
Steve, the threes are killing them. I think they've got to find a way to chase them off the three-point line.
What a play. The hoop plus the harm.
Excellent concentration on the finish. That's big time.
Roten's checked in for Memphis. And as you said, second chances turning into points here.
Yeah, and if you're an offensive team, you love that. A chance to put more pressure on the opponent. But if you're a team that's giving up those second chance points, Kevin, then it's really an area of concern. You've got to focus on blocking out, rebounding, and pursuing the ball.
Beaubois, the pass to Nowitzki. Shoots over Arthur. Here's Kaman. Missed inside. And stolen by Kaman. Here's Mayo. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. It's the Grizzlies up by 16.
Be sure to check out the latest issue of Dime Magazine. The cover athlete, none other than Miracle Man.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And Stephen Clark, Grizzlies pretty much in control here.
And it's really been a dominant effort on the glass. That's been the key here.
Yeah, they've established nice low-post presence, which always tends to help you on the rebounding battle.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. On the court for the Mavericks, they've got Elton Brand. Collison is out there with Delonte West. Then there's Marion, and it's Jones in at the small forward position. 6 to shoot. Collison cashes in off the spry spin to the middle. Collison's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Darren Collison out of UCLA, very, very fast point guard. Likes to score, loves to get into the paint and shoot little mid-range shots or get all the way to the rim. A good playmaker, not a great one, but with his quickness, you know he can create opportunities for his teammates.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Here's Jones, and it's Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
When you look at Collison, he's a deceptive shooter. He's got deep range. I mean, he shoots a lot more deep 2s than he does 3s, but he shoots them well, both of them. I think he might benefit if he took a few more 3s and forced defenders to come out on him because he's got excellent speed off the dribble.
They get it back, and a missed layup. And the Grizzlies leading by 17. To the middle. It's tipped. It's stolen by West. Outside Collison. Back to West. Dallas moving it around. Brand dishes to Collison. He dishes it to Marion. West outside. Shoots over Bayless. West, that's good. West has got his first basket.
Every once in a while, he'll kind of step out of his role and give you something like that.
Pass to Gasol. Here's Miracle Man. Pulls up. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Not much doubt about that over-the-back call.
Yeah, he was all...
Here's Miracle Man. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket. Here's Selby. And another miss by Memphis. Mavericks trailed by 13. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Brooke. Doris, over to you.
Hi, Kevin. Miracle Man in their last time out against the Bucks put on a show.
He passes to Allen. Here's Miracle Man. Tries to snap the cold streak. That's good. Miracle Man's got 33.
You know, when you have the front court players that the Grizzlies have, there's no real reason why you would need to live beyond the arc. You want to play inside-out basketball, and Memphis knew this and rarely attempted threes. They actually were one of the teams that shot the fewest three-pointers in the league last year.
Good point. And Bayless kicks to Spates. Nowitzki with the steal. Now here's Collison, the fast break opportunity over Gasol. That's good from Nowitzki on the assist by Collison. Collison's got 4 assists now tonight. Here is Bayless. 5 points in the game. Here's Miracle Man. Feeds to Bayless. Open look. Again, Memphis.
Well, that's his shot. He is really proficient from that mid-range.
The Mavericks shooting the ball at 42%. Outside Collison. Back to Nowitzki. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got 5 assists in the game. And the Grizzlies leading by 20. Here's Miracle Man from deep. And that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. Miracle Man's got 36.
Well, another uncontested three there. They've got to make some kind of an adjustment. I mean, they're giving up way too many open threes.
Well, the last 5 hoops, 3 have come off wide open three-pointers, Clark. So it's one thing to give up one, but you start giving three-pointers up in bunches, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
A lot of the points they've given up have come on open threes like that one. And that has to be disconcerting and frustrating to their coach.
Well, they should know better. I mean, they read the scouting report. You can't leave these guys wide open on the perimeter.
The offensive rebound. Here's Jones. And the foul called on Delonte West. That is his first foul of the game.
Obviously, he's not afraid of physical play, but he still needs to play in control.
And he definitely wasn't in control that time. Everybody in the building knew it was an over-the-back call.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Sean Marion, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Crowder comes in for Dante Jones. And it's Mayo in for Delonte West. Here's Miracle Man. Lets the 3 fly. The Mavericks pull it in. Marion's got 3 rebounds now in this one. After this one, they're off to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip.
2 hands for safety, 1 hand if you want major elevation.
That's right. That's right.
You know you can get up higher with 1 hand. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It really is true. I mean, you can extend better with 1.
Well, whatever he did, whatever it was, it definitely worked, Clark.
Outside Collison. The dish now to Mayo. On the wing. Here's Marion. It's rebounded by Gasol. Gasol's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Miracle Man. A 3-pointer off the mark. Mavericks shooting 38% in the second quarter.
You know, you look at Marc Gasol, a second-round pick in 2007. He was part of that Laker trade for his brother Pau. Everybody looked at him as a throw-in, and suddenly he's developed into an all-star center. What a great story.
Back to Nowitzki. Drew contact on the shot. Going back to Gasol, you wonder how he lasted to the 48th pick. Skilled 7-footers. He's actually 7'1". Clark don't come down the road that often.
Well, you know what? He was overseas, so sometimes that can hide you a little bit and make some people a little gun-shy about drafting you. There was concern about his conditioning. That'll weight trouble early on. So it's not about where you get drafted. It's about how you produce when you get the opportunity. And he's shown he's a big-time player.
The Mavericks shooting 40% from the field. Conley against Collison. Collison off the pick from Nowitzki. Fires at the elbow. And he knocks down the jumper. Nowitzki's got 10 points in the game.
That's a lot of height for the defense to have to deal with.
You know what, guys? I mean, especially against a guy with his touch.
Gasol kicks to Allen with the lead pass. Mavericks with the rebound.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
Carter, the pass to Collison. Now the feed to Nowitzki. Arthur on him. Nowitzki kicks to Mayo. Back to Nowitzki. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good with the wing jumper.
Shot seems to be a little awry today, just off a fraction. They've got to have him pick it up, though, and soon.
Conley with it, and it's Carter picking him up. Off the pick. Conley's shot is off. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, the D pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark, wouldn't you?
Dirk Nowitzki in the front court. They have some experience playing together on the German national team. Though Kaman was born in the United States, his great-grandparents were German, and he acquired dual citizenship in 2008. A one-year contract with Kaman leaves the Mavs with some flexibility, and he can certainly help them inside, guys.
And at 7 feet tall, he's got the size.
Typically, he's pretty dependable on those open jump shots.
Open look. Shot by Mayo is no good. And the Grizzlies leading by 19 points. Here's Miracle Man. And another miss by Memphis.
Well, I tell you what, that's fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. The key there was not to give him much space before he took that shot.
And that's the only way to stop him, Clark. The defender has to be all over him with a hand in his face.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Pondexter comes in for Tony Allen. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Mike Conley. And then for Dallas, Brand comes in for Chris Kaman. And it's Crowder in for Vince Carter. Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Marc Gasol is checked in for Spates. And Tony Allen subbed in for Quincy Pondexter. Gasol. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And how about the season Marc Gasol had a year ago, guys? He was terrific, made the All-Star team. Excellent passer at the high post, but strong. Can really go down on the block and shoot that jump hook as well.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dante Jones, he's checked in for Crowder. And Delonte West is subbed in for O.J. Mayo. Outside Collison. Here's Brand, and Dallas again with the bucket. And for Marc Gasol, 4 years younger than his 4-time All-Star brother Pau Gasol. You know, he's entering his prime. And now he's on pretty equal footing, I think, Clark, with his older brother.
Well, you know, he was the 48th pick back in 2007, and that's pretty strong company to be mentioned in with his brother Pau. So, man, what a play. And check out your point guard showing you major bounce above the rim.
How about this? The smaller the player, the bigger the highlight.
I love that.
And that was a highlight.
Oh, man, that was unreal. Hard to do. Tearing that roof down with that one.
Yeah, and really a dunk contest dunk that time. Wow.
Yeah, unreal. What a dunk.
He kicks to Jones. He dishes it to West. The Grizzlies pull it in. Arthur's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. They can look forward to the Rockets Arena after this matchup to take on Houston. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Gets the bucket. Miracle Man's got 50 points.
He's absolutely killing it from outside.
And the Mavericks with some changes. Carter comes in for Dante Jones. And it's Mayo in for Delonte West. Mavericks trailed by 20. Here's Collison. He's got 6. Back to Marion. Pass to Carter. He passes to Collison. 6 on the shot clock. Marion. Shoots over Arthur. There's the block. Here's Miracle Man. Here's the 3. But they recover it. Goes back up. That's good. Miracle Man's got 13 points now in the quarter.
Well, he scored over half of their points so far. That's a major contribution.
Outside Collison. Allen against Carter. Mayo. Will it go? And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
The Memphis Grizzlies had one of the better home records in the league last year. I mean, they were right there near the top of the league in terms of home wins. Very tough to beat. 26-7 was the record, Kevin.
Grizzlies making a switch here. Conley's checked in. Chris Kaman is checked in for the Mavericks. Nowitzki comes in for Sean Marion. Here's Miracle Man. The Mavericks pull it in. Allison's got 4 rebounds in this game. Clark back to Memphis at home. Those 26 wins at home, tied for the second most in the Western Conference, and it really let you know that they were one of the elite teams in the conference. Steve, an up-and-coming team, certainly.
Well, this is a very difficult arena to play in, and an underrated venue, I think, the FedEx Forum. It's a great place. The fans are rabid, and they love this young team that is so impressive and has such a bright future ahead.
Here's Nowitzki, gets the bucket. Nowitzki's got 8 points in the quarter.
Guys, good job working it down low and getting the high percentage look there. That's good basketball.
Here's Miracle Man. No good on the 3.
Defense didn't give him any space there.
Collison with it. Conley picks him up. Straight up. Arthur grabs the board. Arthur's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Here's Miracle Man. Drains the three-pointer. Miracle Man's got 57 points.
He's really been the focus of their offensive game plan. And he's come through for his team as they've built this lead.
Collison against Conley. Collison kicks to Nowitzki. Arthur's there. Pulls it up. That's blocked. 3 on 3. Easy shot. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
And he's performing at such a high level. That's why they're in the lead right now.
Now here's Collison. He has 6. Mayo kicks to Kaman. Puts it up from 12. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 8 rebounds in this game.
And that's the way it's been. A big margin for them in the rebounding category.
You know, sometimes you got to get down and dirty and do the dirty work. And in this one, they've done it, and it's paid off on the scoreboard in a big way.
They're really playing well at both ends, offensively and defensively, guys.
Yeah, it's been a complete performance, Steve. You look back on this game, it's one that you would hope to be able to build on.
From downtown, and again, it's Memphis with the 3.
When you're hot. This is unbelievable.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Nowitzki for 3. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison.
You know, it's interesting. Sometimes with him, the contested shots are the ones that he tends to make. You know, sometimes if he's wide open, he misses, but you get a hand in his face, he seems to relish it.
And another one of his really special talents is coming up with steals at the moment the ball handler picks up his dribble and is getting into a shooting motion. He's got excellent timing in that regard.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Haddadi's checked in, and Spates subbed in for Jarrell Arthur. Passes to Ellington. Memphis moving it around. Here's Miracle Man. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is up and in.
And we see him get so many points that way because the effort is there constantly on the offensive glass.
Jarrell Arthur, he's checked in for Dallas.
You know, guys, one of the reasons Dallas did not re-sign Tyson Chandler last year was they wanted to preserve some cap space. And they had Dwight Howard in mind, but Dallas has had to use their cap space elsewhere. But, you know, the key was just developing enough flexibility to give them a lot of different options. And I think that's always a factor for any NBA team.
44 seconds left in the third quarter. And here's Collison. 6 points for him. Back to Nowitzki. Shoots over Arthur. They get it again. Out to Carter. Puts up a 3. Gets the bucket. Carter's got 5 now.
Well, he can shoot the 3. We know that. But I'm not sure the D does. I mean, they weren't anywhere near him on that possession.
Here's Miracle Man.
Unbelievable.
Do that.
I know exactly what that was. That was a throwdown.
And how? Stand aside when this man's coming through.
I like it.
That's all you can do. Really, no stopping him when he gets that angle.
Right side, Collison. Over Conley. And that's not going to go. The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. It's the Grizzlies running away with it.
2K Sports Magazine. The latest issue is now available. The cover athlete, none other than Miracle Man.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up, and we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for the Sprite Uncontainable Game segment. Doris?
And Kevin, for that great stretch that the Grizzlies put together, they get the Uncontainable Game Award. They have been in their grills and bothering shots all game, and they've been able to maintain that level of intensity as their lead grows.
Okay, Doris, thank you. And that was quite a run, guys. That made a big impact on where we are right now.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say, Kevin. It was a major turning point. You know, they really hit on something that in the blink of an eye had them scoring almost at will.
Well, you've got to share the credit for that kind of run. I mean, you can't just say it was all about offense. There was some stingy, stiff defense being played, too.
So with Nowitzki sitting on the bench, here's who Rick Carlisle's going with. Delonte West is out there with Cunningham. Then there's Jones. Then it's Elton Brand. And it's Crowder in at the fourth.
Watch out now. That's taking it strong right there.
Yeah, finishing in style.
You can feel a sense of anticipation when he heads for the hoop because that's what he can do.
And that was Sprite bringing you the close-up on that big-time play. West with the ball, and Roten picks him up defensively. Shot off the pick, and it's Dallas with another.
And the defense really has to pick it up here, guys. They allowed themselves to get picked too easily.
Here's Miracle Man. Takes it up for the stuff.
We see more and more point guards with that kind of impressive dunking ability, don't we?
Absolutely. We're seeing more and more of that kind of explosiveness. In fact, the point guard now has never been as prominent and as important, I think, in the game than it is right now.
I agree. Some of that is the rule changes, guys. No hand checks. The floor is more spread. But, yeah, this new breed of athletic point guard is so exciting. Well, for a long time, the Grizzlies had been looking for something to build on, but with the core group of players that they have now, I think they have a really bright future. This is a team that defends, they play well together, and they've got really good interior passing as well.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Hadadi's checked in, and Selby's subbed in for Roten. They grabbed their own miss. Maverick shooting at 46%, making some buckets. West outside. West off the pick from Brand. West dishes to Brand. The turnaround jumper. Count it. Well, you mentioned the interior passing, Steve. The Grizzlies work so well as a unit. Clark, they can just pick you apart.
Yeah, and they didn't really have huge assist numbers as a team. But Gasol was one of the best passing centers, and Bates and Randolph combined for quite a few helpers as well.
Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Brand sets a screen for West. Back to Brand. No luck.
Well, they say control the glass, control the game. They're definitely controlling the glass.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's been the case here tonight. Big lead they're enjoying on the glass.
And that's not supposed to happen. Come on now. You're not supposed to throw an alley-oop from that kind of distance. Come on.
And then Clark to dunk it with authority.
Man.
Wow.
How about the communication between the teammates? That was an impressive display.
And it's Dallas with another.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
Grizzlies have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. That shot's good by Selby.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for him. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Here's Brand, and the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
It's been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all. Nasty, nasty. Whoa.
And that look right there on Clark says it all.
He's not alone, Kevin. I mean, that was just mean right there.
Backs him down. Back to West. Dallas moving it around. Brand kicks it to West. Stolen. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Selby with the ball. No good. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Here's Crowder. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Sometimes you see around the league, and I think a lot of teams are guilty of this, star players racking up more and more minutes early in their career. And it starts to take its toll on players. And, I think they're starting to break down sooner these days.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for the Grizzlies. Then for the Mavericks, Sean Marion is checked in for Jones. And it's Bobo in for Delonte West.
What a talented leaper. Loves to climb up and throw it down. Man.
Oh, Clark, he gets up so quickly, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like a pogo stick.
Oh, my gosh. Not a lot of point guards in the league can jam like he can.
That's for sure.
And he's able to finish, guys, amongst all the big fellas in the paint. Just amazing athleticism.
Well, it certainly seems to be the case, Steve, seeing players log heavy minutes. Part of it is the coaches, want to keep their job. The other part is the players just don't want to come out. They want to keep going. And I think that if he feels okay, The coach has got to have some feel there himself. What is best for the team and best for the player.
Well, and sometimes, we make too much of minutes played because it's also about the practice and rest in between games. And so I think some coaches are able to still play guys big minutes and keep them healthy by limiting their practice reps and making sure that the program for conditioning and recovery is a strong one. So there's ways to do it, but you got to stay on top of it.
Collison with it. Conley picks him up. Conley against Collison. Chris Kaman.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
Well, that's another good rebound for him. Hasn't mattered at all that he's given up some inches to a few of the other guys on the floor.
Here's Collison. Here's,
look out. Watch out below. Wow. There he goes again, that lower body root canal, clearing out space under the offensive glass.
Yeah, that is an area he absolutely excels in. Dentistry or not.
Does he need Novocaine for that?
Collison kicks to Mayo. Shoots the 3. Grizzlies with the rebound.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Here's Miracle Man. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
That's an old-fashioned finish there, guys. Going to the finger roll to get the easy 2.
Collison against Conley. Feeds it to Mayo. That's good. Mayo's got 27 points.
He got one step ahead of the defense on that one. Excellent job.
There's the dish to Allen. Here's Miracle Man. Fires the 3. Kept alive. Arthur. Good work defensively by Marion.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
Carter with the bucket.
Well, he's been scoring pretty well on just a few attempts. It might help them out if he was a bit more assertive.
Dishes to Gasol. Here's Miracle Man, guarded by Mayo. Back to Gasol. Buried from 15 feet out.
That's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Inside. Here's Mayo. Conley grabs the miss. Conley's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And the Grizzlies leading by 21. Kicks to Arthur. Leads him in there. Here's Miracle Man. Count it from 12.
That's 4 of their last 5 buckets now coming in the paint area.
And they're in attack mode right now, barreling in there with bad man intentions.
Collison, the pass to Carter. Marion. Shoots over Arthur. Nice second effort. Good job staying with it. The Grizzlies shooting about 59% from the floor offensively. They've been running without a hitch. Here's Miracle Man, and it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here. Here's what Memphis has lined up on their schedule. Their next game is at the Rockets Arena in Houston for a game with the Rockets. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Dallas on defense. They double him with Kaman. Down low. Fires from 18. Excellent D there for Mayo. Mavericks trailed by 21. That drive by Carter. Outside Mayo. Back to Carter. The feed to Mayo. Pocket 6. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Here's Conley. The shot is off. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Collison dishes to Carter. Arthur grabs the board.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Oh, trying for it. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Let's see what the Dallas Mavericks have coming up. After this one, they're off to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
No doubt the Oklahoma City fans want to see the Thunder take that game.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for the Mavericks.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Collison kicks to Kaman. It's a look. Nowitzki's shot is no good.
Well, as far as jump shots go, that's as high percentage as it gets.
I'm not sure how that didn't go down.
Here's Miracle Man. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet.
Wow, has he caught fire this quarter, shooting the ball with tremendous confidence.
He feeds it to Nowitzki. And that one's good. Nowitzki's got 19 points.
Right now, they're just pillow-like inside. Way too soft. Too many looks at and around the hoop.
Yep, totally agree, Clark. 10 of the last 12 points now that they surrendered have come inside that lane area.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You typically get a bit of a grace period as an organization after you win an NBA title. But I can imagine the Mavs would have liked to have done better against the Thunder in last year's playoffs.
Yeah, getting swept did not taste good. Clark, as you mentioned with the Mavs, no team likes to go one and done in the postseason. But that's exactly what happened to them, especially when you know some of your stars are aging. And they've got some age here right now, Steve.
Yeah, but they've got some house money to play with, Kevin, because of that championship the season before. But, you know, Dallas is now in a transition phase. They knew their stars were getting older, so they had a pretty good draft this past summer. Now it's a time to move forward to the next era of Mavs basketball.
Conley against Collison. Nowitzki inside. Mayo left side. Elbow shot. Grizzlies with the rebound. Arthur's got his 16th rebound on the night. To the paint. And Allen slams it in. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
Looks like this one where they really played well tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we can take it out of the oven. This game is cooked.
Came in a screen. Collison with it. Conley picks him up. Carter drives in. Back to Collison. Inside. Just 5 to shoot. Gets it to go. 29 points for O.J. Mayo.
Creating that kind of shot in close is really your primary objective every possession.
And the pass to Gasol. Gives him the lead pass. Here's Miracle Man. The Mavericks pull it in. Here we go. One-on-one. Over Conley. And it's Mayo. That time on the assist by Carter. And that's 31 points for O.J. Mayo.
Nice little run here, but it may be too little too late.
Yeah, I agree. Just not enough time, Steve. The clock is their enemy, not their friend.
Gasol backing down. Vince Carter grabs the miss. The Mavericks shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. And the Miracle Man is going to pick up a foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Hadadi's checked in. Spates comes in for Jarrell Arthur. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Tony Allen. And Roten subbed in for Mike Conley. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Miracle Man. Beaubois with the double team. He kicks it to Spates. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Dante Jones, he's checked in for Sean Marion.
Yeah, looks like this one's out of reach.
Yep, just a matter of the clock running out now.
The first free throw is good. Mavericks making a switch here. And both free throws good for Beaubois. Here's Miracle Man. Lobs the alley-oop pass. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
That's a poor possession. You just give away the ball with a sloppy pass.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game, Miracle Man.
Don't know if you've seen it yet, but you're on the cover of yet another magazine. What's it like to see yourself getting such worldwide recognition at this stage in your career?
It's a real honor, man. I've been dreaming about playing in the NBA and being on magazine covers since I was a little kid. And now to see myself on another one is pretty amazing. It's the kind of thing I can look back on one day and be proud of, that's for sure. For now, I'll enjoy it some, but I can't let myself get too caught up in that kind of thing, you feel me? The team in this season are way too important for that.